Welcome back, folks. Sarah Walling in with your look at sports. We start tonight with the Alaska Nanooks men's basketball program that took on the Western Oregon Wolves in the first round of the GNAC tournament. Well, the Nooks used this Kobe Hirata turnaround jumper with 7 seconds left to give themselves a 3-point lead. And they won 91-88, but here's what was impressive, as they did this without shorts. Now I'm here at North Pole High School before the start of the Mid-Alaska Volleyball Conference Tournament, as it's going to be the Lathrop Alamutes versus the West Valley Wolfpack. But before we get to that, high school hockey started last night with the West Valley Wolfpack taking on the North Pole Patriots, while the Lathrop Alamutes took on the Hutchinson Hawks. Let's take a look at that. I'm here for the start of the 2020 Iron Dog race. Now normally, folks, the start is down in Willow, but this year they're going to be having it here in Fairbanks, Alaska. And the race started in 1984, so this is the first time that the race is going to be starting in somewhere else besides that south area. Now, folks, it is cold out here. It's about, I would say, roughly around 31 below freezing. Julie Swisher did not give us a good lookout on how things were going to be this cold. So take us through what happened that day on, with that Friday.
We got in, we were on the wall, and then he told us to push off. And for the first 5 or 10 seconds, everyone was good, I guess. And then 15 seconds in, people were just struggling and struggling. And there was kids screaming at the top of their lungs for help and everything. And I was I was kind of closer to the wall, so I just grabbed onto the wall because I just didn't want to drown. So I grabbed onto the wall, and the lifeguard that was there, she was trying to come in, and but our head coach, he said to her that it's okay, they got it on their own.
Reliving that, when you saw the three they had to have CPR and whatnot, what was the mood in the room and what was going through your mind?
For me, when I got out of the pool and then I saw the lifeguard, she jumped in and then she came back up and she said she couldn't grab him. And then at first, I started, right when that happened, I started crying because I genuinely, I just didn't know what was going on. And then they pulled one kid up and his arms were just completely stiff. He just was stiff and he wasn't moving. And then I started bawling my eyes out because I genuinely thought he was dead. And then they were when they kept pulling more kids out and they pulled the last kid out, I thought he was dead because he was purple and he just wasn't, he wasn't moving at all. And everyone there was pretty much just bawling their eyes out, and they were either mad or just sad that this was going on.
Kids were screaming, and then after a couple more seconds, that the coaches realized that this wasn't really a good idea. They said, all right, get to the ledge, and then a floaty was thrown in the pool to help kids.
At any point did he say that this was a mandatory conditioning camp?
He did. He said you have to be there if you want. He said you have to be there if you want to play. We're going to earn our badge during this practice, during this camp.
At any point did any of the kids say that they were struggling or that you couldn't swim, and did the coach just ignore them? Or
yes, kids were saying he already knew that kids couldn't swim, first of all. And there was about 3 kids still on the ledge, saying they weren't saying they didn't want to do it, but it was they didn't want to, because it was before they even got off the ledge, it was already heavy because the sweaters were just.
During when the mayhem started and when the lifeguard and assistants and whatnot, what was Roy Hessner doing?
When the lifeguard jumped in,
yeah,
he wasn't doing anything. Anything at all. I saw him, he was on the phone at first, he was on the phone for a brief, I don't know, I saw him on the phone, but then after that, he didn't do anything. I didn't see him help any of because every coach that was there pretty much was either going in the water, grabbing a kid, or they were outside the pool, talking to kids, calming them down, and he just didn't talk to any kids at all, and he wasn't trying to help any kids.
How did everything break apart? Did you guys just go home, or? He
brought us all together because we were all with one of the coaches, and he was talking to us, and he was trying to calm us all down and everything. And then after all the kids left with the ambulance, he came over and he said to us that this is a worst case scenario, and I've done this a lot. He said, I've done this so many times. This has never happened. He's you don't plan for this, and and like he said that he hopes to see us tomorrow at 7 a.m. and then that was it. And then he just told us we could go home.
All right. And I guess my final question is, those coaches and those players that did jump in and lifeguard, what's something that, is there something that you want to say about them, about what they did?
I think that like all the coaches that were just there and like helped, like actually genuinely helped the kids, I like appreciate that, because if the coaches didn't jump in, I really think some kids would have died then, or if the lifeguard didn't jump in first, kids would have died.